Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Bags Addicted, the right place for who, like me, is simply addicted to these gorgeous accessories. Today, we will look deeper into the scandal that is currently involving some luxury brands here in Italy and beyond. I had already dedicated 2 videos to the subject, of which I leave the link in the description, but I want to tell you a few more details and show you images of the police footage circulating here in Italy. You probably already know the story, broadly speaking. In the Milan area, there are countless small factories run by Chinese or their frontmen, in which compatriots are made to work in inhuman conditions, with shifts of more than 10 hours a day and without any rights or protection. Workers who live and sleep inside the factories with starvation wages, but which obviously allow them to keep production costs very low and, being in Italy, also allow them to declare their products as made in Italy. The exploitation of this cheap labor concerns several brands, and currently on trial are Alviero Martini, Giorgio Armani, and now Dior. Prosecutors in Milan are investigating the supply chain of around a dozen more fashion brands after a unit of France's LVMH in Italy was placed under court administration in a worker exploitation probe. A week ago, a Milan court appointed a commissioner to run an LVMH-owned maker of Dior-branded handbags after an investigation into 4 of its suppliers based in the surroundings of Italy's fashion capital uncovered illegal working conditions for staff. On-site inspections and checks on electricity usage data led prosecutors to allege workers were employed for extended hours, working often into the night and during holidays. Some of the staff slept where they worked, had no regular contracts, with 2 having illegally immigrated into Italy. This is the 3rd such decision this year by the Milan court in charge of preemptive measures, which in April took similar steps in relation to a company owned by Giorgio Armani. Due to accusations, the fashion group was culpably failing to properly oversee its suppliers. Armani Group said at the time it had always sought to minimize abuses in the supply chain. LVMH on Monday declined to comment on the court's decision. Milan prosecutors and Italian police are investigating further small manufacturers that supply around a dozen other brands. The person told Reuters, declining to provide additional details because the information is confidential. The appointment of a special commissioner is intended to give the fashion brand's subsidiaries time to fix problems in their supply chain while continuing to operate. Neither LVMH nor Armani are under investigation, while the suppliers targeted by the probe face accusation of worker exploitation. Despite this, during some inspection visits to factories producing bags for Armani, inspectors from the same brand were found responding vaguely to the police, sometimes claiming that they were there almost by accident. Italy accounts for 50% to 55% of the global luxury good production, with thousands of small manufacturers supplying big brands and allowing them to sport the prized Made in Italy label on their goods. The latest Milan investigation has shown a small manufacturer was able to charge Dior as little as €53, about $57, to make an handbag sold in shops at €2,600. Under Italian law, brands outsourcing production are responsible for carrying out adequate checks on suppliers. In the past, the measures taken by Italian magistrates in relation to worker exploitation probes concerned only the suppliers who mistreated workers. However, Milan prosecutors have been able to make use of a provision in the law that was originally designed to deal with companies infiltrated by the mob. These companies would be placed under court or judicial administration through the appointment of special commissioners to run them. Now that you have seen the original images of the police inspections, I would like to add a few thoughts. As an Italian, I feel very affected by this scandal, both because it touches giants of Italian-made goods such as Giorgio Armani, who should be the flag-bearer of the values of Italian craftsmanship and quality, and because it leads me to many questions about the real value of my beloved bags. Giorgio Armani's bag, called La Prima, is elegant, desirable, luxurious, but it cost the brand less than €40 compared to the shop price of $1,800, and Dior spend just €53. So what I am paying, I have already asked myself this in other videos, but I cannot find an answer. I'm not paying for ethical production, nor for Italian craftsmanship, nor for impeccable quality in production. How can brands impose these prices? Again, as Italian, I would encourage buying from other brands, even those not with the label Made in Italy, but with values and respect for their workers that are more ethical and closer to the concept of Italian quality that we have in mind. You probably hear the word caporalato, used also in this case. Indicates a person who provides work for others, but under extreme conditions it is the worst form of exploitation of people. A word that recalls mafia, oppression and pain, it is the right word for these investigations. And you, what do you think? Are you reading any news in your newspapers? Will you continue to buy from these brands, or have you already made other choices? I will leave you in the comments links to other videos and channels that have dealt with this topic. Write me in the comments your opinions. See you in the next video.